What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Blank Online here today to chat with you more about some Black Ops Cold War. Today we're talking Season 2. We're talking about, is it any good? I have played the brand new map Apocalypse. I have played the gun game mode, which is in very bold asterisks, brand new. Today we're focusing solely on multiplayer and all the things that have changed within multiplayer, or the new things, or the updated things and all that sort of thing. So we're talking all things multiplayer here. We will be doing a zombies video, mainly focusing on the Outbreak game mode later on, and then we'll do a Warzone video as well. So stick around if you want to hear all things Season 2 multiplayer. The gameplay you're watching right now is from the brand new map Apocalypse. So Apocalypse is the brand new jungle themed map, and first impressions wise, not too bad. It's not an awful map, it's not a Miami type of map, and it's not the worst thing in the world as well. So it's a decent addition here to the Cold War multiplayer. I'm sure that I get to grips with more of the spawns, the lines of sight, and those sort of things. I'll be able to form a more definitive opinion. But for now, first impressions wise, the map was not too shabby, Alonzo. Indeed, and if you understood that reference, you're actually a real one. Now, Apocalypse is a very small map. Very, I guess, engagements from what I've discovered are very much along the edges of the map, so around sort of your left and right lanes. It's a traditional 3-lane map, left, right, and middle, and for myself, I found most engagements being on the left and right lanes of the map. Nothing too much going through the middle. If things did go through the middle, it was mainly you running through the middle of the map and then getting shot up by someone in one of those high vantage windows or ledges and that sort of stuff. There is a ledge in particular on the, like, sort of in the middle of the map near the, I don't even know how to explain it, near the temple sort of bit. There's a ledge you can get up to. That sort of line of sight there seems to be most popular, so I feel like that one's going to be the one that you can most exploit, and one that you can sort of look out for enemies on when you do come across and play the Apocalypse map. But as I said, as a first impression, it's not too bad of a map. Very fast paced, very easy to adapt to if you understand the general 3-lane sort of philosophy for Call of Duty maps, and you understand how those things work, then Apocalypse is going to be fairly easy to understand. In terms of a theme and a setting, it's nothing too spectacular. It's very much jungle. I would say like a jungle Shangri-La, like the zombies map from Black Ops 1 type of mix there. The temples are very Shangri-La, but the overall jungleness, if that's even a word, very, very jungle. So decent addition into Cold War, decent addition into Season 2. I just wish that there was more added onto that as well. In terms of gun game, you know what you're gonna get. Very, very much copy and paste from previous Call of Duty games. And what did you really expect there? It was fun. I played a couple games. It was a good time. I genuinely had fun playing gun games, so that was an interesting surprise for me to have some fun playing Cold War. But genuinely, gun game was fun to play. One thing that I would like to see is more party games being added into Cold War, so like your sharpshooters, one in the chambers, sticks and stones, those sort of things. And also, like, this might be a little bit of a stretch, but I would also like to see wagers come back into Cold War and have that sort of feature re-emerge. Imagine if you could wager some sort of form of currency, whatever that may be, if you introduce something that can only be used within those wager matches, and then to then buy some cosmetic things, potentially like maybe a camo or maybe a blueprint or whatever that may be. If you rack up enough points, we'll call them wager points for the sake of this video. I think that would be a really, really good change, because genuinely, gun game was fun. You add more of those party game modes, I think that could be a really big hit for Cold War. You saw Prop Hunt be a very successful one as well, with a lot of people having fun in that as well. And while you can't necessarily wager on Prop Hunt, you can wager on games such as gun games, sticks and stones, and that sort of stuff. So that would be a really interesting move for Call of Duty to take, and for Black Ops 4 to take something that hasn't been done since the original Black Ops. And I think that would be really, really fun to see. There was also a bunch of different map changes as well. Now, I'm not going to go through every single change in the maps that they did, but there are changes to the different lines of sight in Crossroads Strike. There was different changes to the hardpoint POIs, and there was also a mower that was brought to Cartel, trimming the bushes. The game has been out for 4 months now. 3 and a bit months now, let's say. And finally, the bushes have been trimmed. Ever since the alpha, ever since the beta, everyone has been saying cut the bushes, and finally in season 2 the bushes have been cut. So no longer are you gonna have those cheeky little snakes hiding in them bushes. The bushes have been trimmed, which is a very, very good change, and it's nice to see that Treyarch are changing things on the map in order to make the maps feel more balanced, removing lines of sight that can be exploited and removing things in the map that didn't need to be there in the first place, like the bushes in Cartel. So it's good to see those changes happening there. Obviously there's a bunch of different valuations in terms of score streaks that have changed. The air patrol got decreased, so did the attack helicopter, various different things. I'm not going to go through all that because I don't really care to, if I'm completely honest with you. But in terms of a general change, obviously you have the new animations in the menus. There's the actual animation, like for example what you would see in Warzone and Modern Warfare as well, where you have the moving animation rather than it just being sort of like a moving still would be my best way of describing it. Then you got the new battle pass, of course, and that's just a bunch of cosmetic stuff. There is the Black Ops 2 soundtrack in there, which is the best thing in my opinion out of the whole thing. Just having the Black Ops 2 multiplayer menu music in there is beautiful. Can I say beautiful? A godsend. Thank you very much for adding that into the game, Treyarch. Your efforts are greatly appreciated here for adding that into the game. Obviously there's the brand new weapon, the Galil, as we thought, the Galil in the game, and then it's like the LM or the LC10 or the LMC10. I don't know the name, and I don't really care to know the name. Those are in the battle pass now at tiers 15 and 31. I will be playing with those guns, and I refuse to buy them with COD points, and I refuse to do the tier skips in order to get them. I refuse to do that, and I won't do that. So I'm just gonna play the game until I can unlock them, and then I'll give my thoughts and opinions on those once I have enough playing time there. But as a whole, man, the content that we got for season 2, honestly, good, but lacking in terms of the amount there is. So if Apocalypse is gonna be your only 6v6 map, it's a bit underwhelming for this to be the big launch. Now I know that they had things like Zombies Outbreak, which is the main focus of season 2, I'd think, and then as well as that you have the beginning of the end of the Warzone stuff, and the theories that Warzone Verdansk is going to get nuked and replacing it with the Black Ops Cold War map and all this sort of stuff, and blah blah yada yada yada. And as you guys know, I'm a very much of a traditionalist when it comes to Call of Duty, and I want to see 6v6 thrive, and for Apocalypse to be the only real thing that comes out of season 2 for 6v6 at the launch of season 2, obviously we're going to get everyone's favorite Miami Strike within the season. It's a bit disappointing for Apocalypse to be the only one. It's good that Apocalypse is actually somewhat decent and it's not a trash bag map like a lot of people, and myself included, were expecting it to be. But for Apocalypse to be the only thing, it's fairly disappointing, and I think that 6v6 definitely needs an uplift. It needs a facelift. It needs something to get it going again, because we're just getting one map per season, maybe two maps per season. Realistically, and for 2 maps to be added in a 3-month time period of you getting the new season and all that sort of stuff, it's a little bit, well, not a little bit, it's very disappointing for that to be the case. And I think that season 2 could have been a very decent season if there was more content there for 6v6. And as I said, I understand Outbreak and Warzone and all this bullshit, but for 6v6, that's your traditional game mode. That's the game mode that Call of Duty got built upon. That is the foundations of the success of Call of Duty, and it's been sort of left to the wayside here, and it's very disappointing to see. And as I said, that was my problem with Black Ops 4, and if you have Black Ops Cold War, sorry, and if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go ahead and watch that there, because I do talk about this topic in more detail. But season 2 as a whole, the best sort of verdict I can say for that is that it's there. Season 2 is there. Is it bad? Kind of, but no. Is it good? Kind of, but no. It's sort of just there. It sort of just happened, if that makes sense. Cold War Season 2 just got given. And the content there is there, but there's not enough to get excited about, and that's the main thing here. There is stuff there. There is Outbreak that people are getting excited about. There is the new POI ship that people are getting excited about in Warzone. But in terms of Cold War multiplayer, which is the main thing we're focusing here on this video, there is not much there, and it's very disappointing to see. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section down below. Played season 2? Do you plan on playing season 2? Anything like that, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about purely multiplayer? I only want to know things about multiplayer. As I said, I'll be doing videos on zombies and I'll be doing videos on Warzone. I want to know purely multiplayer thoughts and opinions. Click subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss out on my next video, and also click that like button, because both of those things combined together helps the channel grow, and it'll be greatly appreciated by myself. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Girl, I thought you was the realest thing. Stick together, get a real estate, but you fucked around, started playing games. Different lives, but it felt the same. You the reason why I ride this way. Got a rhyme and got a band now. So recently in these past days, I've settled down. Took a while, but I'm settled now. Be around, you know I can't allow. Think of you when you're not around. Now I'm thinking about the checks now.